Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series number 123, the Cobra DREADNOK Torch. So this is the first wave of G.I. Joe Classified Series in the new smaller style packaging that matches Star Wars Black Series, it matches Marvel Legends. They're all the same size to make things easier for Hasbro, of course. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store, so big shout out and thank you to them. Unfortunately, this guy is actually sold out. Sold out. I'm sure it will become available again, so I'll have a link in the video description below just in case it comes back in stock. But with these new G.I. Joe Classified Series, this is the absolute latest wave. It's just now hitting, I think it's hit Walmart. It may have hit in Target somewhere, but it is starting to come out online. So Big Bad Toy Store did have DREADNOK Torch, so I got it so I could check out for you guys. I will do a comparison with Ripper and Buzzer. I know Zartan and all that, but I have those figures kind of buried away somewhere. So I will have at least those ones to show you guys. So we're going to get to it. So smaller packaging, but which is a concern for G.I. Joe Classified Series, right? Because they pack all kinds of accessories in there. So you could just see there's like no wiggle room, no extra room in here whatsoever. So they really maximize the space. Got different insignias there. There's a QR code. I'm not sure if those things work anymore. Side artwork there of Torch, looking pretty good. There, looking at the back of the package, we get that look at the figure. And then some of the accessories that he comes with. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get Torch out of the box. Yep, they packed every bit of this plastic tray there. There's a little tiny bit of space there, but this tray is completely packed with stuff. Okay, here's Torch out of the package. This thing is kind of ridiculous. He's got so much going on. There's so many cool details and everything that comes on him. It's just crazy what Hasbro is doing with the G.I. Joe Classified Series line. They are arguably, objectively, the best action figure line out on the market at the $25 retail value, just because it comes with all kinds of stuff, very highly detailed, and some pretty awesome stuff going on. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at DREADNOK Torch, his accessories. He has two handguns. I will say, though, the guns are severely lacking on paint. Like, this is just an ugly gray color. Let me see as I zoom in here. As you can see, just cheap, like ugly gray plastic. The sculpt of it is nice. We get two of these, and he has holsters on both legs. But yeah, that's it. There's no paint or anything. I guess it's not the end of the world. Like, if we get paint all over the figure and stuff, that would be, I guess, preferable. And I guess that's probably what's going on. But I just thought I'd point that out. We have the gas tank here that just ports onto his back, as you can see there. It's got that yellow tank there. It says Nox Rule, and it's got like some cool little markings there. He's got the hose on there, and it just ports into the side there, and then into the flamethrower. It ports onto the back. So we have that hose there, and then we have the flamethrower itself. And I'll take this off so you can take a look at it. And I took that off. And then again, just cheap plastic color. There's no paint whatsoever, and I'm okay with that. If the paint goes into the figure, it would be nice on the accessory. We get like this little like devil like skull thing or whatever that is. It's got three horns. I don't know what they were going for there, but that looks pretty cool, kind of crazy looking. It's got flames coming out of the eyes, and then we get different flame effect pieces. So this one, right, because if it's a flamethrower, there's supposed to always be like a flame going, right? So you can have that there just kind of in its normal position, but like if he's ready, and if not, you know, power down, no flame in there. But then we get these other two flame effect pieces. So kind of a thicker flame one. So we could port that in there. So a nice thick flame there. That looks really cool. And then we have this really long one. So like a longer range flame. And that just looks pretty cool. I really like the way it looks. Nice translucent orange color. You know, it's more of an orange color, and then it really gets into a lighter yellow kind of there at the end. So really nice touch to have these flame effects on there. So, and again, we get those two. So nice. Sculpted nicely. Yeah, and then here we have Torch. So Torch is pretty crazy. I mean, looking at his vest, black vest, there's lots of silver paint on there. He's got spikes on the back. He's got chains over each shoulder. He's got zippers and buckles. He's got a necklace on there with like a little like skull something on there, which is pretty cool. He's got that neck collar there. He's got these chains around his wrists. These are done in just a gray plastic, no paint. Would have been cool to get nice silver paint on there, but we didn't. Those just go around the wrist. He's got these cool flame tattoos on his forearms, and those are done nicely. They use like the digital print, so you can really see the details in the flame, and it comes out nice and clean. So that's cool. He's got a chain belt with the belt buckle there. He's just wearing blue jeans. He's got these big long boots there. And again, he has the holsters for the guns on both legs, and then he's got flames on the back pockets of his jeans. So, yeah, pretty crazy going on there. And then looking at the head sculpt, that looks pretty good too. He's just got the glasses on there. Looks like I got some red paint on his forehead. Not that big of a deal, but he is pretty crazy looking. So let's go ahead and see how he moves. Okay, so Torch's articulation. He can look up that much there. He can look down a little bit with that neck. The neck is a separate piece, so with that you can help get him to look down. You get a full rotation in that head. You do some head pivot going on in there, which is good. The arm can go straight on out. There is a butterfly joint. Oops. But it doesn't really go back a whole lot, and it's definitely not going to go forward a whole lot. You're not going to get any crossbody in there, but it's there. Upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed pinless elbow. Gives you that much bend there at the elbow. I forgot to mention this, but he's got this arm band over here on his forearm, the leather band with the spikes. That's not really going to get in the way of the articulation, but you know, he's got thick arms, so you're only going to get a little over 90 degrees on there. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. They both have the vertical hinge on both of these trigger finger hands there. So we have an ab crunch on this guy. So he's got a vest. That vest might get in the way a little bit, as you can crunch forward that much. You can crunch back that much there. You have a waist swivel. It is a ball joint, so you can actually get him to tilt to his left that much. You can get him to tilt to his right that much there. And then the ball joint at the waist can kind of move back and forth a little bit as well. We do have the drop down hips. They don't drop down a whole lot, but they do drop down. You can do the full splits with this guy. He can kick forward that far, which is good. Leg goes back a little bit of ways. You got an upper thigh cut in there. The holster is really kind of hiding it, but it is there. Double jointed pinless knee. Gives you that much bend there at the knee. A little stiff on that bend. You do get a boot swivel in there. Foot hinges all the way down. Get some hinge up. Ankle pivot. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So typical with G.I. Joe Classified series. You get really good articulation, you know, for a $25 figure. So really good, and I really like that they have the ball joint waist. Maybe one day Marvel Legends will do that with most of their figures, because there are a select few here and there that get it, but I'd like to see it with all of them. One day. Probably not, but maybe one day. Okay, and here we have more of the recent Dreadnoks. We have Buzzer and we have Ripper. Ripper is pretty cool. It's my first time actually opening him. I've had him for a long time, and he's pretty awesome. I do think Torch is probably the best one out of them, just because he has a crazy look and got some cool things really going for him. Had I messed with this one beforehand, he probably would have won it out for me, but right now, because Torch is new and it's the first time and I'm looking at all of the accessories, I'm definitely liking it. So the Dreadnoks coming around looking pretty good together. I know that there's a couple of others that we've already gotten. There's one that, you know, with all the animals that has come out that I don't yet have that one, and then like Zartan and stuff, but you know, more will be coming, and again, as I kind of get used to reviewing G.I. Joe Classified series again, as I get in the hang of it, the habit of it, as I get them as they come out, I'm really looking forward to Jinx. So hopefully Big Bad Toy Store will get that in soon, and I can get that ordered and add it to my pile of loot. But you let me know what you guys think of the Dreadnok so far. Which one is your favorite? I can be a little slow at times, but here we actually have the flamethrower actually stores on the back of the tank there. It just kind of slips in. At first I didn't really notice it, but you can kind of slip it in there, and it stores on there, so he doesn't always have to carry it around. It could be a part of the backpack there. Okay, so crazy how long that flame effect is. And then the shorter one, I really like the shorter one because it's just like a big puff of fire, big ball of fire shooting there. It's a little bit heavier, but that one is good too. It's just not as cool, but it is still really good. there. So Dreadnok Torch is pretty awesome. So I'm really looking forward to getting more G.I. Joe Classified series, really getting back into it and getting a chance to open the figures and having some fun with them. I'm really liking it. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the G.I. Joe Classified series line? What do you think of Dreadnok Torch? Have you picked up the latest wave? Make sure to check out BigBadToyStore.com for all your G.I. Joe Classified series needs. Again, Dreadnok Torch, unfortunately, is sold out at the moment, but stay tuned. Hopefully they get another restock in at some point. You guys let me know your thoughts on the figure, though, down below. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.